In the US, between 3% and 6% of the population is addicted to sex. This addiction could take advantage of your biologically hardwired need for intimacy and connection to create a cycle of compulsive sexual behavior that is difficult to break, often making you feel isolated, shameful, and emotionally distressed. Often, this addiction manifests in sneaky ways, leading to various sexual behaviors that can become addictive, much like sex itself. Porn addiction, which we've covered a lot on our channel, is just one example of those behaviors. But porn addiction is not the only type of sex addiction. Today, we'll be exploring 5 specific addictive sexual behaviors to understand how they impact individuals and their well-being. Number 1. Serial cheating. Imagine living a double life, where thrilling secrets are the norm and guilt follows your every step like a shadow. This is the reality for those who are dealing with one form of compulsive sexual behavior. Serial cheating. Often brushed off as mere infidelity, this compulsion is one of many manifestations of sex addiction. One study described the case of a 25-year-old nurse, happily married yet entangled in numerous extramarital affairs. Their life seemed perfect on the outside, but they were driven by an uncontrollable compulsion for risky encounters. This pattern is typical of sex addiction, which often coexists with psychiatric conditions like obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD, and fetishism. The thrill of meeting up with numerous different people hijacks the brain's reward system, similar to how a drug addict seeks their next high. The cycle of serial cheating often begins subtly, as harmless flirtation or as a one-time mistake, but it quickly develops into a pattern of seeking new experiences. The addictive nature of these behaviors means that the individual keeps engaging in them despite being aware of the potential harm to relationships and personal well-being. It's a persistent search for a dopamine rush, which complicates their emotional health and ultimately destroys their relationships and families. Number 2. Sexual anorexia. And while some who are addicted to sex obsessively seek it, others are addicted to running away from it. This is known as sexual anorexia, an intense effort to avoid sex. This often comes from feelings of shame and regret over past sexual experiences. At first, people with sexual anorexia might feel in control of their desires, but over time, avoiding sex can take over their lives. They might avoid going on dates, make excuses for potential partners, and rob themselves of any possible intimacy. Like those with sex addiction, sexual anorexics often believe they are flawed and unworthy of love. This belief leads them to deny or suppress their sexual desires completely. Ironically, this denial only makes their feelings stronger, creating a cycle of self-hatred. And those who feel guilty about their past sexual behaviors might use sexual self-denial as a form of punishment, which in turn reinforces their sense of unworthiness. Number 3. Compulsive masturbation. Compulsive sexual behavior, often leading to sex addiction, usually kicks off with obsessive masturbation. While solo sessions are generally no big deal, they become a problem when they turn into an obsession, taking over daily life. But how can you tell the difference between healthy and unhealthy masturbation? People who are addicted spend way too much time masturbating, far more than they want to. This can lead them to neglecting their social lives, ditching gatherings early, and avoiding friends just to stay home and masturbate. Some might even do it in risky or inappropriate places, like school or work. Those struggling with this often feel deep emotional pain, may have a genetic predisposition to addiction, or suffer from serious mental health issues. If left untreated, these symptoms can evolve into other forms of serious sexually addictive behaviors. Number 4. Cybersex addiction. One of these addictions is cybersex addiction. With the internet packed with sites for cybersex and many sex workers streaming, selling videos, photos, and one-on-one sessions online, it's easy to get hooked on the euphoric feeling that mimics real sex. Cybersex, which includes watching porn, chatting, and webcam sex, can become addictive due to the intense arousal it causes, leading users to seek more and more stimulation. Interestingly, even people who are happy with their real sex lives can get addicted to cybersex. This shows that the addiction is more about the instant pleasure and the thrill of online activities rather than a lack of real-life intimacy. The consequences of cybersex addiction can be severe. Many struggle to control their usage, leading to personal distress and negative impacts on their lives. This includes losing sleep, missing appointments, neglecting responsibilities, and spending lots of money. This is because, as in any addiction, dependence on cybersex can hijack the brain's normal responses, making it hard to make good decisions and control impulses. Number 5. Romantic sexual obsession. Those who are head over heels in love might often say that love is a drug, which is not far away from the truth. While looking at brain scans of those addicted to cocaine and those who are madly in love, we can see the same areas light up. This suggests that romantic love and sex really do share similar psychological mechanisms as drug addiction. And just as cocaine, this unusual drug called romantic sexual obsession can be harmful to those who indulge in it. While dealing with romantic obsession, all a person can think about is their current partner or, in more unfortunate cases, their unrequited love. For them, life might feel like a never-ending daydream, which often includes fantasies of having sex with this person. They might obsess over these images so much that they spend their time in bed, blankly staring at the ceiling with these fantasies in their mind. It becomes hard to keep track of a conversation, and work or school tasks become insignificant. These thoughts feel so good that they soon become addictive and intrusive, taking over their whole being and making them come for more. Sex addiction in its many forms reveals a deeper, often unresolved struggle for connection, self-worth, and control. The road to recovery is rarely straightforward and needs addressing both the visible behaviors and the underlying emotional pain. For those struggling, seeking professional help and support from loved ones can be the